evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. Tonight, we present the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series 5-division racing action on Autograph Night, including the biggest event of the season for the open-wheel modifieds. At this time, we ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats, and gentlemen, remove your caps. If you are moving around the Speedway grounds, we ask that you pause with us momentarily for tonight's opening ceremony. Here to present the colors, joining us on the front straightaway this evening for opening ceremonies, we have Cub Scout Pack 1562 from Bell Vernon. Cub Scout Pack 562 from Pleasant Hills. And Cub Scout Pack 403 from South Greensburg. This evening, before we turn the microphone over to Pastor Cementelli for our invocation, we would ask for a moment of silence this evening, as last Friday night during our racing program, our track photographer, Howie Bayless, lost his mother after a long and courageous battle with cancer. And before our invocation and our national anthem performance this evening, if you will please pause with me momentarily for Howie Bayless and his family. And now, Pastor Cementelli.
Heavenly Father and gracious God, how thankful we are for your great love to us and peace that passes all understanding in the midst of those times when we really need peace. We're thankful that we have the privilege and the freedom to be able to be here and enjoy this event together. Thank you for those who have made this freedom possible for us, and those that represent that here with the Cub Scout troops that are here. Bless the race tonight by keeping the driver safe. Let us have a good time that will eventually honor and glorify you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And now please remain standing for the performing of our national anthem by Melissa Grimm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you to Melissa Grimm, Pastor Cementelli, and Cub Scout Pack 1562, 562, and 403. Thanks for joining us for opening ceremonies. And now, race fans, are you ready to go NASCAR racing? Pennsylvania, and the 60 is four-time track champion from East McKeesport, Adam Kostelnik. Green flag is out. Got a big problem as Jim Nicola spins, collecting the zero of Chris Brink. 32 of Panayo was involved. A couple of other cars as well. It'll be a complete restart. Three positions in the 0, 4, 97, and 60 cars. Green flag is back out. 3 wide on the front straight. Look at Gary Scott to the inside. Passing 2 cars in one move is Gary Scott. Veteran campaigner sponsored by rock band The Clarks, taking the lead from Brian Shipp in the 40, then it's Penaya, then Rick Huffman in the 9, then Bobby Shipp in the 04. Side by side is the battle for third out of turn 4. Huffman very close to the outside retaining wall, but hangs on to it. We were 3 wide again briefly as Adam Kostelnik moved to the inside of Chris Brink in the 0, and then takes the spot away from Huffman, quickly challenging Penaya. 2 by 2, they're stacking up down the back straight. Penaya's 32 car has barely been out in 2008, and that car showing signs of having some bugs as Huffman and Brink and Nicola all streak by on lap 2 of 8. Gary Scott, your leader. Brian Shipp in second. Adam Kostelnik in third after starting last. Gary Scott, your leader, gets the black flag for passing before the yellow line at the start. Scott, who made that daring move into turn number 1, began that pass too early, so he heads pit side as a penalty. With the penalty for Scott, Adam Kostelnik takes over the lead in car 60. He is currently the points leader, and keep in mind that heat races at the Motordrome Speedway do award points toward the track championships. Battle for second, Rick Huffman on the outside, Brian Shipp on the inside. 2 drivers seeking a career first feature victory in modified competition, racing wheel to wheel for second in this heat race, and Huffman takes the spot away. Rick Huffman in car 9 has been clearly the most improved driver of the season by far. Huffman has contended for the lead in the feature events as well as the heats, but has yet to take a checkered flag, and this time the white flag will signal final lap to Adam Kostelnik. Adam Kostelnik with a big lead on the back straight this final time around. The 4-time champion and points leader from East McKeesport, Pennsylvania, takes the Viglione Racing number 60 to another checkered flag over Rick Huffman, Brian Shipp, Chris Brink, and George Nicola. 81 is Pete Reck, 66 Mike Opolinski, 8 is Marion Reno, and the 5 is Rich Nicola. Driver change in the lead. It is not Tommy Beck, the late model points leader. It is his car owner, Bobby Bentz, driving car 68. Out in front, the former modified driver turned car owner, returning to the cockpit for the first time in half a decade. Bobby Bentz in car 68, driving the Adam Kostelnik backup car, leading Harry Ofer in 0-1. In third, it's pole starter John Probanich, working lap 2 of 8. In fourth, it's Tom Frank, the young Ohio Charger. Fifth, at present time, it's Lonnie Hoffman. But up front, Bobby Bentz, who hasn't made a start behind the wheel in some... We got a problem in turn 3. 66 of Mike Opolinski goes around, and Pete Reck and the 8 of Marion Reno do a great job of avoiding. Green flag is back out with 6 laps remaining. Just before the caution flag waved, Harry Ofer in the 0-1 car was closing in on leader Bentz. And we got a battle developing for third as John Probanich made a bobble in turn 2, allows Tom Frank to slide by, opens the door for Lonnie Hoffman, the Subway Street Stock Division graduate from right here in Smithton. Hoffman drives the Aero Automotive Machine and gets a rear bumper tap from Pete Reck into turn 1. Hoffman makes a great save, but those two drivers lose several car lengths as Pete Reck, a feature winner in his rookie season on pavement, takes over the 5th position now from the Al Civic owned 58 of Hoffman, and here comes Marion Reno Jr. in the 8 car as well. Working lap 5 of 8. Leader Bobby Bentz in his first start in many a year behind the wheel of the Viglione Racing backup car. With Harry Ofer in the 0-1 car clearly closing in, but now with only 2 laps to go, will Ofer have time to make a challenge? Last season, the biggest modified feature event of the season was won by Harry Ofer. He is now second in this preliminary heat, chasing Bobby Bentz, and a battle for 4th on the speedway in turn number 3. Ofer's teammate Pete Reck in the 81 car, driving like a man possessed, storms to the inside of John Prabanich, and working the final lap, he moves into 4th spot, closing quickly on Tom Frank. Final time for the leaders into turn 3. Bobby Bentz holds about a 3 car length advantage out of turn number 4. Taking the checkered flag, Bobby Bentz in his first start over Harry Ofer. Coming home in 3rd, it's Tom Frank over Ofer's teammate Pete Reck and John Prabanich in 5th. PA. Points leader Jonathan Heilman drives the 15 from Bell Vernon. 69 is Joe Nicola from West Mifflin. Green flag is out. Multi-car contact at the starting line. Rich Burbage makes a good save. 2x2 all the way through turn 1 with Manganello on the outside of the 34 of Minjock. We're 3 wide on the back straight. Bailey to the outside, Burbage on the inside, and Phillips has to resort to dirt track racing to avoid contact. Now they touch in turn 4. Still the leaders are side by side for a near dead heat at the scoring line on lap 1. And now the 38 Race Symboli car driven by Chris Bailey Jr. making a bold move to the outside of Minjock as Tony Manganello takes the lead. Bailey looking to take the runner-up spot, and they are still bumper to bumper to bumper all the way back through the field. Three wide again in the fight for second. Bailey all the way up to the wall on the outside. He and Phillips split the 34 of Minjock. Side by side, and we have a driver correction. It is not Tony Manganello in the 50 car. It is Adam Kostelnik, the defending champion, who's in the middle of 3 wide on the front straight. Phillips on the inside, Kostelnik in the middle, Bailey Jr. on the outside. Look at Joe Nicola, who started last, join this fight. Subway street stock action like no other. Phillips is the new leader as we're halfway through this event. Adam Kostelnik in the Tony Manganello car. Then Bailey and Nicola side by side for 3rd. Sean Phillips now pulls out to a commanding lead over a thrilling fight for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Points leader Jonathan Heilman in the 15 car will make it a 4-way fight for top 5 positions. Joe Nicola looks to the inside of Adam Kostelnik. Adam Kostelnik finished in 2nd spot at Jennerstown Speedway last Saturday, but who knows which of the 3 AK chassis cars he might have been driving. Nicola making contact with Kostelnik as the white flag waves for Phillips way out in front. Look at this action for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Jonathan Heilman in car 15, the 3-time feature winner this season. Diving below the defending champion on the back straight as Nicola's in sole possession of 2nd out of turn number 4. With 1 feature victory this season, add another heat race win to Sean Phillips in car 31. Takes the checkered flag over Joe Nicola, Jonathan Heilman, Adam Kostelnik, and Chris Bailey Jr. The 05 will be Andrew Kostelnik. The 18 is Jeff Zellweger, 76 is Tom Knight Sr., and the green flag is out. Jason Holder in car 74 out to an early lead, trying to go 3 wide already on lap 1. All the way to the outside, Andrew Kostelnik, the younger of the Kostelnik Racing brothers. He's got a feature win this season and now has got second place as 3 wide includes last week's feature winner. Back to side by side as Gabala hangs on to third by inches at the scoring line over the 64 of Bill Henry. Gabala in car 3 battles back on the outside of Henry. Holder, your leader in car 74. Andrew Kostelnik is second, who won last Saturday at Jennerstown. Side by side for the lead. A pair of drivers with 1 feature victory each in Subway Street Stock competition this season. Andrew Kostelnik low, Jason Holder high. New leader is Andrew Kostelnik. Holder into second spot. And Teddy Gabala loses the 3rd position to veteran Bill Henry from Vandergrift, Pennsylvania in car 64. Now Gabala battles back. Gabala, the sophomore street stock driver, posted a win as a rookie at Jennerstown last year, now makes a bobble way up to the high side of turns 3 and 4. Gabala will lose the battle with Henry and also lose the 4th position to Tom Knight Sr. Knight, a heat race winner last week here at Motordrome in 76, riding in 4th. At the scoring line, there will be 3 laps remaining for Andrew Kostelnik, leading Jason Holder, Bill Henry, and look at Knight climbing up through this field. Car 76, longtime racing veteran Tom Knight Sr., after an inauspicious start to the 2008 season, made his presence known last week, and now charging up through this field. He's passed last week's winner, now challenging Bill Henry, who has 2 feature wins on the season. Henry makes a bobble in car 64. That allows Knight to take off with 3rd spot. Allows Gabala in 3 to return to 4th position. And just as quickly as Knight made the pass of Henry, he's closing in on Holder for 2nd with the white flag waving, signaling final lap around. A huge lead now for the younger of the racing brothers. The driver who resides in North Braddock, Pennsylvania. With 1 feature victory already this season, a heat race checkered flag for Andrew Kostelnik. The battle for 2nd. It's a dead heat at the line between Tom Knight and Jason Holder, with Teddy Gabala and Bill Henry completing the top 5. Green flag is out. Nathan Russell in car 26 got a jump on that start, so we'll wave it off and try one more time to get a clean start. Todd Price in 15, John Komarinsky in 33. Green flag waves. And this time it's Tommy Beck who gets the jump on the rookie. Beck in car 60 was the dominant feature winner last year. We got 3 wide at the back of the pack. Look at Mark Poole in the middle as he shoots out from between the Todd Price 15 and the John Komarinsky 33. Beck, who's out in front in car 60, won more features than any other driver last season, but was not a championship threat. This season, he leads the point standings with 1 victory so far, and the leading winner of 08 is right behind him, Neil Brown. Challenge for 3rd position, Mark Poole in car 96, the Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet. Challenging the Russell Paving 26 of Nathan Russell. Russell, the teenager trapped to the outside, surrenders that spot to Poole, and now challenged by Todd Price in the 15. Price in the Frankie Day Oldies Show, D&D Office Plus Ford. Looking to the inside for 4th position of Nathan Russell. Side by side through turns 3 and 4. The man's family operation known as 51 Motorsports, with driver Todd Price taking over 4th spot and sending rookie Russell back into 5th, where John Komarinsky is filling up his rearview mirror. Up front, Tommy Beck in the Stans Transmissions Chevrolet. points leader, seeing the signal of crossed flags indicating halfway through this event. Neil Brown in second spot, the Richter Motorsports, Hunter's Peterbilt, Davies Ford. Brown solidly inside the top 5 in the current championship point standings for the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models. On the front straight, the challenge for 5th position. It's Nathan Russell, the rookie late model driver after competing in dirt track street stocks, and the 21-year veteran John Komarinsky, the Miller Lite Chevrolet. Looking to the inside, Komarinsky, who won a NASCAR Super Late Model feature in 2007 after being a former Pro Stock Division champion. With new sponsorship from Miller Lite and Number 1 Cochran, trying to make a pass of rookie Nathan Russell, but the white flag is waving. Leader Tommy Beck into turn number 2, and after his car owner Bobby Bentz steps back into a modified and wins a preliminary heat race earlier tonight, Beck will put his number 60 car across the start-finish line for a heat race win over Neil Brown, Mark Poole, Todd Price, and John Komarinsky by inches. 31, it's Mark Catone. Green flag is out, 10 more laps for the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models. The Palagrudo Motorsports teammates nose to tail with last week's winner Paul Urso in car 37 on the inside. Urso's first career Super Late Model victory 1 week ago, and now after starting on the pole settles into second behind Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout, the 2002 NASCAR Super Late Model champion here at Motordrome Speedway. His teammate in third, the defending champ Bobby Henry. Catone is 4th. And Urso nearly getting rear bumper contact from Henry that time through turn 3. The Stone and Company, Megan Ford of Gary Wiltrout from Somerset. In front, Glenshaw, Pennsylvania's Paul Urso in second. Connellsville resident Bobby Henry in third. And Mark Catone, the Al's Construction, Ford number 31 is 4th. Catone, who had a great second place run last Friday night in the 40-lap feature event. Part of the 4 cars breaking away from Steve Black and Gregory Kelly. Heated battle for second again nearly results in contact in turn 4, racing just millimeters apart. Paul Urso in 37 and Bobby Henry in 11. That's Ford versus Chevrolet in that fight for second spot. Henry had to back off just a bit as he dropped a wheel on the apron in turns 1 and 2 that time. As his teammate Wiltrout opens up a lead of just about a quarter straightaway over Urso, working lap number 6 of 10. Lap number 7, and the fight for second remains intense. That time there may have been light contact in turn 2 between Henry and Urso. Henry with 2 feature victories this season. Urso with his first career win just 6 nights ago. And Henry takes away the second spot. That miscue by Urso may have also cost him third. With 2 laps to go, Mark Catone moves to the inside and a spin in turn 2. Gregory Kelly spins the 44 car while fighting for position with Steve Black, and will need a caution flag. Before the caution flag waved, and the green flag is back out with 2 to go. Battle resumes for third between Urso and Catone as Wiltrout opens up a huge lead over Henry. White flag signaling final lap. And it will be a fight to the finish for third spot. As the Palagrudo Fords have locked up the top two positions, will it be Urso or Catone in third? Earning heat race points in the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models. Another heat race checkered flag for Gary Wiltrout in car 95 over Bobby Henry, Paul Urso, Mark Catone, and Steve Black. It's in this third and final heat race. Richard Mitchell, Joe Moose lead them to the green flag. Richard Mitchell gets a tremendous start and storms out to a 3 or 4 car length lead over Bo Glemba. Dan Lewis in third. Cody Quarrick got held up just a bit when Joe Moose in the 83 did not come up to full speed right away. Side-by-side battle for second out of turn number 2. A truck division graduate, the 8 of Dan Lewis, a modified division graduate, the 78 of Glemba, duking it out for the runner-up spot, about a half straightaway behind West Virginia veteran Richard Mitchell. Lewis takes the spot away in car number 8. Falling back to third, it's the Hemp Hill Racing entry of Bo Glemba with Cody Quarrick in fourth. A huge lead now for the Martinelli's Auto, Tom Clark Chevrolet, Howard Concrete Pumping 22 of Richard Mitchell. Dan Lewis in car number 8 riding in second position. Bo Glemba in third, all by himself in fourth on lap number 4 of 10. It's Cody Quarrick in the 6th. Halfway, the signal given to Richard Mitchell. Mitchell, the 3-time Motordrome track champion in 2006, 2000, and 1999. Mitchell scored more points than any other driver en route to the NASCAR Northeast Region Championship. Mitchell, your leader, also went on to compete as an ARCA Super Speedway driver and a NASCAR Busch Series competitor. Although winless this season in the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models, Mitchell remains a threat for the championship. He took off the 2007 season from competition entirely, but he remains third in the point standings. He's only 12 points behind leader Beck and will match Beck's total for the evening by winning this heat if he can hang on for 2 more laps over Dan Lewis in the 8, Chad Hemphill in the 78. And rookie Cody Quarrick in the 6th, the graduate of the American Flyers division. White flag waving for the Brewston Mills, West Virginia veteran in a family-owned car number 22. The driver who always performs best when it's hot. And at 90+ degrees today, another heat race victory for Richard Mitchell in car 22 over Dan Lewis in car 8. Bo Glemba in 78, Cody Quarrick in the 6th. And it will be a top 5 finish for rookie Michael Zombar in car 64. 13 is Denny Keller, 29 Bruce Hamilton, 68 Ed Neidhart, 4 is points leader Mike Lemley, 1 Tracy Keller, 95 Jimmy Stokes. The 5 is Bill Oldham, and the 43 is rookie Chris Spadacine. Matt Gardner in car 7, the West Side Lube and Tire entry out in front. Look at the 3 wide and contact in the middle and back of the pack. Great job of avoidance there. And we're still trying to be 3 wide. Stokes uses the infield grass to make a pass of Ed Neidhart, and the green flag stays out. Up front, leader Matt Gardner won the heat race last Friday night. His West Coast 7 is out in front of the 13 of Denny Keller. A pass for third now as points leader Mike Lemley, with 1 feature win this season, steals the spot away from the 12 of Roger Bryan. Bryan, a graduate of the American Flyers division, and he's got the leading winner of 2008 moving to his outside on lap 2 of 6. It's Jimmy Stokes of West Newton in car 95, almost touching the wall, and Stokes' teammate spins in the middle of the back straight. The 5 of Bill Oldham goes around, and working lap number 2, we're gonna need a caution flag. Stokes up from the rear of the packs, taking the green flag now from 4th position with 3 laps completed. Four-car breakaway from the rest of the field at the midpoint of the event. Gardner leading, Keller second, and the drivers who battled last week for the feature victory are side by side again. Stokes in 95 and Lemley in 4. Still door-to-door down the back straight. Stokes and Lemley are both closing in on the 13 car of Keller. White flag waving. Stokes' teammate Gardner is out in front, and Stokes still has less than a car length advantage at the scoring line for 3rd with Lemley glued to his outside. Will we be 3 wide on the last lap for 2nd spot? Gardner's way out in front. And coming out of turn number 4, a checkered flag for Ruffsdale, Pennsylvania's Matt Gardner in the MAG Racing team. Keller holds on to 2nd by a fender over Stokes, followed by Lemley and Neidhart. The 20 is racing rookie Ed Sheltman. 6 is Paul Rosa, 2-time winner. 61 is Ron Eifert. And 31 is young Bill Schwartz, the teenager. And we're nearly 4 wide at the drop of the green flag. Look at Halfhill down on the bottom, and Deneen splitting Mary Catherine Shimko on the back straight. The 20 of Ed Sheltman moving into 3rd. Here comes Paul Rosa in the 6th. Tremendous action on lap number 1. Out in front in car 16, last week's feature winner, and the all-time leading feature winner in American Flyers action, Ed Deneen in car 16. Last week he won the heat and won the feature event. Rosa makes a pass for 2nd in car number 6. He takes the lead from Halfhill, who had led the point standings for much of this season, as Ron Eifert makes a pass for 4th. Side by side for 4th, Sheltman and Stan Nodina in the 88 car. As the white flag waves, Deneen with a huge lead. By a straightaway, the former track champion and all-time leading winner, Ed Deneen from Wilkinsburg, out of turn 4 will take the checkered flag. 2-time winner this season, Paul Rosa in car 6. Coming home in the 2nd spot over Jeff Halfhill, Ron Eifert the 3rd, and Stan Nodina in the top 5. The 6 is Tom Frank, 40 is Brian Ship, 60 is Adam Kostelnik, 11 John Prabanich, and the green flag is out. The biggest modified event of the season is underway. Side by side in 3 rows up front, Pete Reck in car 81. Like front row starter Gary Scott is a one-time feature winner this season, and it's Reck who leads lap number 1. Pete Reck, the dirt track limited late model driver turned modified racer, out in front, and they are 3 wide in the middle of the pack. The Viglione Racing teammates are surrounding young Tom Frank in a battle for about the 7th position, and Kostelnik takes the spot away with a 3-wide pass on the inside. Working lap number 2 of 30. Up front, they are wheel to wheel. After Pete Reck grabbed the lead in a team car to the defending race winner, Harry Ofer, Gary Scott in car 16 storms underneath to take the lead. At the scoring line, we begin working lap number 3. New leader is Scott. And taking over the second position from Ofer, it's the 04 of Bobby Ship. George Nicola in 97 is now wheel to wheel with Pete Reck. That's the fight for third position. Rick Huffman in car 9 watches that battle from fourth. Challenge for the lead down the back straight. The 04 of Bobby Ship, the elder of the 2 racing brothers in the modified division, looking to the inside of Scott. Ship in 2008 has led a plethora of feature laps, but has not picked up a victory following his maiden trip to victory lane in 2007. And the former Charger champion remains in second position by about a car length and a half behind Gary Scott. Then it's George Nicola in third. Pete Reck is fourth, Rick Huffman is fifth, and Harry Ofer in the 01 is feeling the pressure of Adam Kostelnik in the 60 car. Battle for sixth on the speedway, nearly wheel to wheel as Kostelnik cannot make an outside pass, but down the front straight, another lead challenge. Headed into turn number 1, Bobby Ship looked like he had a great run on the leader in turn 4 that time, but could not make it stick as we're working lap number 7. And closing quickly on the 2 leaders, it's George Nicola in 97. Less than a car length separating first from second and second from third. And on lap 10, 1/3 of the way through this special event, Bobby Ship takes the lead from Gary Scott. And quickly, Scott is in jeopardy of losing the second position to the 97 of George Nicola. Pete Reck is in fourth, Rick Huffman in fifth, and that heated battle for sixth rages on with Harry Ofer in 01, defending race winner, and defending track champion Adam Kostelnik in 60. Working lap number 12, and Bobby Ship in car 04 has now opened up a 7 or 8 car length advantage over Gary Scott. George Nicola remains third. But both Nicola and Pete Reck in the 81 look like they might be faster or slightly better handling than the driver in second spot, Gary Scott. Keeping an eye on that sixth position battle, light contact made between the front bumper of Adam Kostelnik's 60 and the rear bumper of Harry Ofer's 01. And Bobby Bentz in the 68 car, the Kostelnik team ride. Right there watching those 2 drivers swap bumper contact again, and heavy contact as Kostelnik makes the pass. His teammate gets locked into the rear bumper of Harry Ofer. Ofer has serious damage and may be headed to the pits. Kostelnik locked wheels briefly with the 01 of Ofer, and the defending race winner heads pit side. Adam Kostelnik is now in sole possession of 6th position. His teammate Bobby Bentz continues despite being briefly locked up with the Ofer 01 car. And now the question remains, did Adam Kostelnik damage his number 60 car or cut a tire with that contact? And we have a caution flag. And fifth, it's Rick Huffman as the green flag waves at the midpoint of the event. 15 laps down and 15 to go. Challenge now for 5th position. Adam Kostelnik in the 60, looking to the inside of the 9 of Rick Huffman. And in turn number 4, Kostelnik advances himself onto the scoreboard for a top 5 position. Just in front of him, the 81 of Pete Reck is looking to pry the inside lane open to make a move of George Nicola. He will do that in turn 3. It's Pete Reck to the bottom in car 81, George Nicola on the top, and Reck was unable to keep the car glued to the bottom. And by half a car, George Nicola hangs onto the spot, and then hard contact is made, collecting Rick Huffman. Tough break as more cars are on the brakes. The 11 of Provanich spins to avoid. The 81 of Pete Reck drifting up the speedway into the 97 of George Nicola and shuffling the top 5 positions in a big way. Nicola with heavy damage to the 97. The 9 of Rick Huffman, a top 5 car on the speedway, trying to pull away from the scene of the incident. The 11 of John Provanich spun to avoid contact. Green flag is out, 13 laps remaining. Battle for second, Pete Reck in the 81 and Gary Scott in 16. Both drivers having one feature victory this season and being haunted by the division's leading winner of 2008, Adam Kostelnik. And look at Reck in the 81, the modified rookie takes the runner-up position from the modified veteran. Just as Gary Scott lost the second position on lap 18, he loses the third position on lap 19 with an inside pass. It's Adam Kostelnik into a podium position after starting deep in the field. Pete Reck is second, and Bobby Shipp in the 04 car has 10 laps remaining to hold off 2 hard chargers. He's got a lead of about 12 car lengths, and Shipp has looked very strong in the opening 20 laps of this event. Keep in mind, modified features typically only 20 laps. And for tonight's 30-lapper, will it be Bobby Shipp's second career modified victory? Working lap 22, and before the second and third place drivers can reel in Bobby Shipp, they are going to be battling with each other as Adam Kostelnik has closed into within less than a car length from the rear bumper of the 81 of Pete Reck. Reck drifting up high out of turn number 4 each lap, and Kostelnik right there waiting to strike. It's lap 23. And Pete Reck losing the back end just a bit in turn 2 with a very loose handling condition. 2 cars battling for second position that have been involved in earlier scrapes on the speedway, with Bobby Shipp way out in front. On the back straight, Kostelnik with his best run to the inside of Pete Reck, and the points leader by half a car length, taking over second spot, now completing the pass in turn 4, and there are 5 laps remaining. Clear racetrack between Adam Kostelnik in second and Bobby Shipp, your leader in car 04. We got a caution, a spin in turn 4, headed down the front straight. Rookie Bill Rebar spins the 18 car. Champion Adam Kostelnik in pursuit with 4 laps to go. Coming into tonight's racing action, Adam Kostelnik has won the last 3 consecutive modified feature events. He is closing in quickly on Bobby Shipp, whose only career victory came during 2007. Moving to the outside is Kostelnik, working lap 27. Shipp maintains his position at the front, and Kostelnik not yet able to pull alongside. Both of these drivers outrunning the 81 of Pete Reck. This will be a 2-horse race to the finish as Kostelnik changes briefly to the bottom line. And at the signal of 2 laps to go, he moves up top in turn 1. Kostelnik, who may have received some damage in a pass of Harry Ofer early in this event, closing in on race-long leader Bobby Shipp. They are wheel to wheel. In turns 3 and 4, the white flag will come out this time around. Final lap for the biggest event of the season for the modifieds. Wheel to wheel in turn number 1. Kostelnik up high, Bobby Shipp down low. One of the division's all-time leading winners on the high side. And relative newcomer to this division, Bobby Shipp, in turn 4, maybe losing the lead down to the stripe. Who's it going to be for the biggest event of the season? Kostelnik by half a car length over Bobby Shipp, Pete Reck, Gary Scott, and Tom Frank. Well, Adam, this makes 4 consecutive wins for you, but I got to ask you, have you ever won this biggest event of the season here at Motordrome previously in your career?
Yeah, I won this one before when I first started driving. But shame if it is, people mirror drive you and then they can't beat you. They try to knock you out of the way. This win's for Harry Ofer. This one's for you. You can't beat me. You try knocking me out of your way, and it still didn't work.
Speaking of that pass, did the car feel any differently after that? You made hard right side contact. The tires are still inflated, but did you feel a difference in the car?
Nah, like I said, I just dialed some rear braking it. It was tight, and I'm not worried about the, you know what I mean? Like I said, the car was there, but you know what I mean? Someone mirror drives you for 10 laps, and then they try taking you out. They can't beat you legally, so they try wrecking you. You know what I mean? That's not racing, man. Racing clean is something like me and Bob Shipp did.
And speaking of that race, these fans were thrilled with that final lap. Did you think in the last couple laps that you were going to have to take an unnecessary chance, or did you know you had the car that could pull it out by half a car length?
Nah, the car was a little loose, but you know what I mean? When it's that right there, you go for it, man. You let it all hang out, man. Checkers or wreckers.
And the fans appreciated that one. How about a chance to thank the sponsors and crew?
I got to thank Bowling Machine, TCI Circlematic, Lizator Auto Service, Josie, Buzzy, Donna, Louis Viglione, Chris and Dez. This one's for Vanessa. She's sitting up in turn 3 drinking for me right now, but after this next race, I'll be catching up with you, V.
There he is, a hard-fought battle. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Kostelnik. Front row of Adam Kostelnik and Jason Holder lead him to the green flag. And we're up to full speed. Three wide in the battle for second, Nicola and the AK brothers of Adam and Andrew Kostelnik. It's Nicola who takes over the second position by a fender, with Jason Holder out in front early on. Joe Nicola in car 69. Jason Holder in 74, and Andrew Kostelnik in 57, breaking away just a bit from the 76 of Knight. Challenge for the lead. Holder has led the first 2 laps, and he won here on opening night 2008. And Nicola, sweeping out of turn number 4, becomes the race leader on lap 3. Following Nicola to the inside of Holder, it's the 57 of Andrew Kostelnik. And he's hard into the outside retaining wall. The winner last Saturday night at Jennerstown, Andrew Kostelnik, is hard into the outside wall, bringing out a caution flag after taking second place. Green flag is back out. Nicola, Holder, Knight, Phillips, and Heilman the top 5. In 6th, it's the Subway Challenge driver, Bill Henry. Challenge for 3rd position, the 31 of Sean Phillips and the 76 of Tom Knight Sr., both veteran drivers. And look at Tom Knight Sr., the ageless driver from Plum, Pennsylvania, diving to the inside of Jason Holder. And Holder may be having some problems as he is now dropping back as Phillips makes his way by and Heilman begins to challenge in turn 1. We're working lap 6. And Holder, the early race leader, losing 3 positions in a single lap, now door to door for 2nd spot. It's Phillips and Knight as they were waging a war for 3rd just moments ago. Phillips now by a full car length out of turn 4. Inherits the runner-up position. And working lap number 7, Joe Nicola's lead about 8 car lengths. Joe Nicola 2nd in the championship points chase and 1st on the racetrack. Sean Phillips 3rd in the point standings and 2nd on the racetrack as we work lap number 8 of 20. Lead battle in turn number 2, Ford versus Chevrolet. Joe Nicola's Thunderbird feeling the pressure of Sean Phillips' Monte Carlo. Door to door through turns 3 and 4. And Phillips makes the pass stick. At the midpoint of the event, we have a new leader, and it is Sean Phillips in car 31. Working lap 11, and Andrew Kostelnik, who hit the wall hard while battling for top 5 positions, becomes a lapped car as the leaders streak by. Sean Phillips opens up a lead of about 4, now make it 6 car lengths over Joe Nicola. Tom Knight Sr., who won his heat race last Friday night, showing to be very strong 2 weeks in a row as he holds on to 3rd position. He may be gaining on the 69 of multiple feature winner Nicola. Then Heilman, the points leader, is 4th. And in 5th now, the 38, the Ray Cimbali-owned machine driven by Chris Bailey Jr., the late model hot shoe. And the Subway Challenge driver, Bill Henry, pulls pit side out of competition tonight. Tom Knight Sr. in third position is clearly closing in on Joe Nicola for second spot. Meanwhile, into turn number 1, Chris Bailey Jr. is challenging points leader Jonathan Heilman for fourth. Bailey has competed in 4 different divisions of race cars this season between Lake Erie Speedway and Motordrome, including late models, legends, street stocks, and more. And this time on the front straight, Bailey officially at the scoring line takes over 4th position from Heilman. Bailey, whose late model was destroyed in a practice crash several weeks ago, has returned to super late model action on Saturday nights. And the signal of 2 laps to go is given to leader Sean Phillips. Phillips with a huge lead over Joe Nicola. Tom Knight now falling back just a few car lengths behind Nicola. Then it's Bailey Jr. in 4th, Heilman, the points leader, 5th, as the white flag is waving. The 8th place starter leading on the final lap after numerous wins in the Charger division, becoming a championship threat for the 2nd year in a row in the Subway Street Stocks with his 2nd win of the season. Sean Phillips over Joe Nicola, Tom Knight Sr., Chris Bailey Jr., and Jonathan Heilman. Sean Phillips, when we talked to you after your first win in Victory Lane, the crew said, hey, you bent the car up a little bit. But after tonight, when you started deep in the pack and came through to a convincing win, I don't think the crew's going to complain one bit about this one.
Yeah, I didn't work on the car too much this week. Yesterday, I got hit by a car while I was at work. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to race tonight because I think I got a couple broken ribs and my back's hurt. So it was a rough night tonight, but I pulled through it.
So wait, you weren't in an accident. You yourself were hit by a car?
Yeah, I got hit by it was a truck and a trailer yesterday. Bruised me up a little bit, but I'm okay.
Wow, and that's an incredible story to come out here and drive to victory so convincingly. You passed all the heavy hitters pretty early, and then you cruised to victory. When you're out in front by a large margin, do you start to hear things going wrong in that race car when the white flag comes out?
Definitely. Every little bump and bang and everything, and then Jeff Zillweger, any lap guys, I just afraid getting caught. I just want to hit my marks and just do a good job.
Well, you did a great job tonight, and how about a chance to thank the crew and sponsors?
First, this is my first win with my little girls here tonight for the first time. My crew, Garrett, my wife, Tabitha, this is the first time with her too, I think. Lou Ansel, Maria, Dan, all the kids that came down to help me, and Gina Boots Candy, PMAF, martial arts, everybody, the fans, Subway, Motordrome, everybody.
There he is, another win for Sean Phillips. And we're going to get a comment from a crew member here for just a moment. We're going to step right over here. One of the sponsors of Sean Phillips' ride. Something you wanted to say, sir?
Yeah, Dan Abusick from Performance Martial Arts and Fitness. Because of our win tonight, all fans in attendance 4 years of age to 12 receive a free month of karate classes at Performance Martial Arts and Fitness in Belle Vernon. Just bring your stubs.
There you go, another offer for the kids here on Autograph Night at Motordrome Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Phillips. Winner and Gary Wiltrout in row 3. Richard Mitchell, Tommy Beck, row 4, and the green flag is out. Up to full speed with the NASCAR Pizza Hut Super Late Models, and Todd Price is the early race leader. Price has led feature laps already this season in the quest for his first career victory. Side by side behind him, Bo Glemba and Mark Poole. Glemba the sophomore driver, Poole the longtime veteran. Gary Wiltrout, the former champion, now door to door with Glemba as Poole takes sole possession of second place. Stacked up 2 by 2 all the way back through the rest of the field. Glemba falling back just a bit now as points leader Tommy Beck advances into the 4th position. And coming with him, winner of the Penn West Toyota Lift 100, Neil Brown to the outside of Glemba, working lap number 3. Up front, Todd Price with a car length and a half advantage over Mark Poole in the 96. In 3rd, it's Wiltrout. In 4th, it's Beck. In 5th, Neil Brown. Now up to 6th, it's Mark Catone, last week's 2nd place finisher. Nearly 3 wide are the leaders out of turn 4. The Frankie Day Oldies Show, D&D Office Plus Ford number 15 of Todd Price from Allen Bank, Pennsylvania, holds off the Howard Concrete Pumping. Number 96 of Mark Poole. Now Poole with another good run out of turn 4. Ford versus Chevrolet, and it's Price leading officially lap 6 by inches. Now look at Wiltrout join the battle again. 3 wide late model action at the front of the field. Wiltrout backs off and allows Price and Poole to try, and we got a caution flag on the back straight. A spin by the 44 of Gregory Kelly. Two-time former truck division champion from Connellsville, Pennsylvania, Gregory Kelly in the D&K Sales and Service Henry Motors 44 spins to bring out the caution flag on lap 6 of 40. Back to the green flag. 34 laps remaining. Wiltrout quickly darts to the inside to challenge Poole for 2nd position. Wiltrout with a terrific run out of turn 2 and still cannot find enough room beneath the 96 of Poole to challenge for 2nd. But both Poole and Wiltrout are giving Todd Price a mirror full. The Man's Home Medical Service Ford number 15. Now feeling the pressure of Wiltrout, who took 2nd from Poole and looks to take the lead, gaining 2 spots in 1 lap. Price to the outside, Wiltrout to the inside. And the Palagrudo Motorsports 95 of Wiltrout goes from 3rd to 1st in a single lap. And stretching out that lead quickly over Todd Price and Mark Poole. Wiltrout in the Stone & Company Megan Ford leading the way. And contact made in the battle for 3rd between Tommy Beck and Mark Poole. Now making a move on the outside, it's Richard Mitchell, the 3-time track champ in car 22. He moves around 2-time champion Catone and quickly storms to the outside of Neil Brown. Brown in the Richter Motorsports, Hunter's Peterbilt Davies Ford 98. Planted to the inside of Richard Mitchell's Howard Concrete Pumping, Martinelli's Tom Clark Chevrolet. Mitchell winless thus far in 2008. Working lap number 11, and the best battle on the speedway is for 5th. Nearly a 3-car battle as Catone was a part of that fray for just a moment. Now Catone, and the leader is off the pace and into the outside wall for a caution flag. Gary Wiltrout slows dramatically with perhaps a wheel, tire, or suspension problem on the 95. 2nd positions, now it's Tommy Beck in 3rd, Neil Brown 4th, and Richard Mitchell 5th. Tommy Beck in the Benz Motorsports Stans Transmissions Chevrolet, trying to challenge Mark Poole for 2nd position as Price has a 2 or 3 car length advantage down the front straight, working lap number 12. Season opening beneath the 15 of Price as Price makes a bobble out of turn number 2. It's just enough to open the inside lane for Mark Poole. Side by side and drifting up a lane through turn 4 go the leaders. By inches, Mark Poole has officially scored the leader on lap 14 And if those two machines continue to drift up high in the corners, Tommy Beck may see an opening for 3 wide toward the lead. And in turn 4, the inside lane is open again. This time, it's Poole again just by inches leading lap 15. Todd Price is glued to the outside of Poole's Chevrolet. Tommy Beck allows a couple car lengths between himself and the lead fight. For 3 consecutive laps, Mark Poole's official lead has been only by inches, but out of turn 2, he completes the pass and Tommy Beck follows suit to the inside of Todd Price. Price now trapped to the outside lane with heavy hitters coming to his inside. It's now Neil Brown to the inside of Price, as Beck and Poole have taken off with first and second, while Brown and Price are side by side just behind them. A battle of track champions with Mitchell and Henry going side by side. Bobby Henry in car 11 making some noise in this feature event for the first time on lap 18. He is to the outside of Mitchell as defending champion in his Palagrudo Ford number 11. 4 cars under a blanket fighting for top 5 positions, allowing Mark Poole and Tommy Beck to open up an advantage in first and second as we near the midpoint of this event. Crossed flags this time from Chief Starter Denny Carson signaling halfway. Mark Poole out in front of Tommy Beck. In third now by just about a full car length, it's Neil Brown who completes his pass out of turn 2, sending Todd Price back to 4th, and here comes Richard Mitchell in 22. Mitchell and Price side by side approaching the lap machine of Joe Moose. Will Joe Moose act as a pick for Todd Price, allowing him to keep the spot? No, Mitchell completes the pass before the Moose car approaches on lap 22. And car 22 is up into 4th position now. Top 4 single file. Then it's Price in 5th, Bobby Henry in 6th, Mark Catone in 7th. Last week's winner Urso in 8th. Challenge for 6th position, Bobby Henry. In car number 11, the former dirt track limited late model champion here at Motordrome, inching just ahead of the Todd Price 15 car. Mark Catone watches this battle. Catone was 2nd a week ago as Henry completes the pass. And again tonight, Todd Price leads feature laps early in the going. Now finds himself outside the top 5. And working lap number 25. In turn 4, leader Mark Poole moves around the lap machine of Michael Zombar, which allows for the first time Tommy Beck to gain some ground on the leader. Poole has held a steady advantage over points leader Beck since taking the lead. Neil Brown is 3rd, Richard Mitchell is 4th. And we've got a spin in turn 4 as Todd Price goes around in car 15. Caution flag for early race leader Todd Price from Alum Bank, Pennsylvania in car 15. And we got a spin as Steve Black gets some contact in the rear and Paul Urso spins to avoid. Steve Black in the Penn West Toyota lift number 1 got contact from behind. He spins on the restart and Paul Urso does a slide to avoid hard contact as he was coming up through the gearbox. Brown, Richard Mitchell, Bobby Henry. Green is out. Tommy Beck gets the opportunity to close into the rear bumper of Mark Poole for the first time in this event. Poole's advantage of about 6 or 8 car lengths had held steady under green flag racing conditions. Now let's see what Beck can do, getting an opportunity to close right up on the back bumper of the Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet. Beck, the driver for Bentz Motorsports, whose car owner, Bobby Bentz, won a modified heat race earlier tonight. Beck was also a heat race winner, and Poole seems to be stretching out his advantage by just over a car length on lap 28, with Neil Brown in 3rd, Richard Mitchell 4th, Bobby Henry in 5th. Tommy Beck, who has several times this season, just as last, been the fastest car on the speedway, only for Lady Luck to bite that race team with mechanical woes. Tommy Beck continues to lose car lengths lap by lap as we are 9 laps from the finish. And Beck has backed up toward the front bumper of Neil Brown instead of being able to cling to the rear bumper of Mark Poole. A 6-car breakaway from the rest of the field, with Mark Poole leading Tommy Beck, Neil Brown, Richard Mitchell, Bobby Henry, and Mark Catone. Poole is clearly opening up his lead advantage over Tommy Beck. And Neil Brown in the 98 could be challenging for second within a couple of laps as the leaders move around the lap machine of Joe Moose. Neil Brown very close to the rear bumper of Tommy Beck, and now looking to the inside on the front straight. Lap 35, and Brown has secured the inside lane down the back straight. Another Ford versus Chevrolet battle. And Brown's Ford Fusion takes away the runner-up position from Tommy Beck, the points leader. And here comes Mitchell to the inside of Beck now. 4 laps to go and clear racetrack between Neil Brown in second and leader Mark Poole, but it's an awful lot of clear racetrack. Just in front of the leader, the 64 of rookie Michael Zombar will be a lapped car that Mark Poole will need to negotiate to find his way to victory lane tonight. Mark Poole clears the Michael Zombar lapped car to get the signal of 2 laps to go, with the season's leading winner in second. Tommy Beck is third, and Richard Mitchell, who was briefly held up by the Zombar 64 car, now feels the pressure of Bobby Henry. And the white flag is out. The veteran campaigner from 84 Pennsylvania, driving the Howard Concrete Pumping Chevrolet. Last season, only occasional competitor at Motordrome Speedway, but back full-time in 2008, and back into victory lane goes Mark Poole, taking the win over Neil Brown, Tommy Beck, Richard Mitchell, and Bobby Henry. Well, Mark, before we talk about tonight's run, I want to talk a little bit about your career. As good as you are at driving these race cars, something you've been very bad at over the years is retiring, because I think you've tried that a couple of times in the past, have you not?
Yeah, we did a few years ago. We were running up at Jennerstown and running good, and we almost won the championship, and that was a little touchy situation there.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you back at Motordrome. I know you've been to Victory Lane several times in your career. How many wins at Motordrome for you is this?
This is my first in the late model, and I ran here for about 7 years, and then we ran 3 years at Jennerstown, and then this year I came back.
So all your previous late model wins have been at Jennerstown.
Correct, yes.
Now let's talk about that run tonight. You were the third leader of the event. At what point did you know this could be your night? Gary Wiltrout got by, Todd Price got by, and then there you are in Victory Lane.
Well, when Todd got by the 78 at the beginning, I felt pretty good then, and then we battled there for a while, and it was a little touchy, but once I got out in the open, it felt good.
When you cross the scoring line lap after lap, leading by only inches, is that fun in the cockpit, or is that a little too stressful for you?
When you're going for a win, it's a little stressful, but it's fun when you're side by side, and like the last few weeks, we've had some real battles, and we've ran better, and I'm glad we got it here in the Victory Lane.
How about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew?
I'd like to thank my crew, my wife, my brother, and Mikey. And this is a special, my #1 fan, that she's just from up in the stands here, and she's come down a few times and talked to me, and she gave me a little drawing, and we hung it up in the trailer, and she came down again this afternoon for the thing. So Courtney's my #1 fan here.
A good luck charm, and he finds his way to Victory Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Poole. Toyota Camry pace car heads pit side. Green flag is out. Three wide, maybe 4 wide. Maybe the whole field wide down the back straight. Middle of the pack is where all the action is happening as Bob Garchak Jr. leads Roger Bryan up front. How about that for a lap number 1? Still 3 wide in turn number 1. Still 3 wide in turn number 2. And we got a problem on the back straight as Chris Spadacine spins the 43 car. As a Charger Division rookie, he turns it around and continues on. The green flag stays out. Door prize numbers will be called at the first caution flag, as now Roger Bryan is out in front, and early race leader Garchak is off the pace, falling back through the field for more 3 wide racing. Trading stickers back in about the 7th position. New leader is from right here in Smithton. Roger Bryan as Denny Keller gets hard into the outside wall in car 13. Keller hit the front straight wall out of turn number 4 and pancaked the side of that Oldsmobile. Now the battle for second in the 5 car, it's Bill Oldham. In the 4, it's Mike Lemley side by side. Lemley battling with the car that he once drove to Victory Lane here at Motordrome Speedway. And just behind them, the Mag Racing teammates are swapping paint. Jimmy Stokes and Matt Gardner going at it. All 3 of the Mag Racing team cars second, should I say third, fourth, and fifth, as the second place car of Lemley moves to the outside of Roger Bryan. Contact again among the Mag Racing teammates. Action all over the speedway, working lap number 5 of 15. It's now Lemley who has taken over the lead from Bryan. Gardner and Oldham traded paint on the front straight. Now it's Gardner and Stokes fighting for third. Teammates on the racetrack and very close friends off the speedway. Stokes and Gardner door to door out of turn number 4. Look at this down the front straight. Roger Bryan looking for his career best finish. Has the leading winner of the division, Jimmy Stokes, right on the inside of him. Stokes' teammate Matt Gardner, the West Side Lube and Tire entries now surrounding the 12 of Roger Bryan. Three wide in the middle of the pack again through turns 1 and 2. Up front, top 4 drivers are single file. Look at the battle for 5th. 3 cars strong, Oldham, Keller, and Keller. Not a law firm, but the battle for 5th on the speedway. Nearly spinning down the front straight is multiple feature winner Bill Oldham of Connellsville in the 5. He gathers it back up on lap 9, and the green flag stays out. A shower of sparks beneath the 68 of Ed Neidhart as he makes a pass of Bill Oldham back in the pack. Up front, Mike Lemley has 1 feature victory this season and comes into tonight as the points leader and defending track champion. With 4 to go, Jimmy Stokes closing the margin between himself and the leader. He is the leading winner so far in 2008. Once again, door prize numbers will be called at the first caution flag or immediately after this feature. Bumper to bumper, the leaders on the back straight. Mike Lemley from Dawson, Jimmy Stokes from West Newton. 2 veteran Charger campaigners. 2 laps to go, the signal given this time, and they are approaching the slower car of Chris Spadacine. A battle of multi-generational Monte Carlos into turns 3 and 4, and which lane will Spadacine choose? The lapped car figures into the lead battle at the wave of the white flag. Spadacine moves to the inside. Lemley maintains an advantage. They are bumper to bumper on the final lap for the victory. Stokes will try to move to the outside and make a pass in the final corners. With a full head of steam sideways, Stokes is coming on strong in turn 4. He dirt tracks the car. Lemley holds his position and takes the checkered flag over Jimmy Stokes, Matt Gardner, Tracy Keller, and Denny Keller by inches sneaks into the top 5. Well, Mike Lemley greeting promoter Stan Lasky here in Victory Lane. That was a thrilling victory for the fans. We're going to talk about your driving suit here in just a moment, but you held off one of the biggest winners in this division. That looked like a fun, clean race out there.
It was fun. Jimmy will run you clean. You know, he'll give you a few bumps, let you know he's there, but yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Lap car helped out a lot. We played it right, so.
I noticed that your fireproof suit has seen some better days as this exciting race apparently took its toll on your uniform. What's going on there?
Yeah, that actually, it happened getting in a car tonight. I got in and it hit the seat, and I said to my dad, I said, do you believe I just ripped the butt out of my race pants? I said, of all nights to win.
Hey, at least it didn't happen before the autograph night, right?
Yeah, we wouldn't want them to see that. Nobody'd be back.
How about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew?
First, I got to thank my wife and my boys for putting up with me at the race car every week. My dad busts his butt on this car week in, week out, plus he works in everybody else's car. Westside Lube and Tire, Advent Communications, Holly Bayless Photos, Bellevue Chassis, Max Signs and Graphics does my letter, and Dave McManus. And I'd like to thank all the fans that come down. It was a good time tonight. A lot of people that get to come down and BS with you, so it was a good time. Thank you.
Here he is in this victory lane for the second time this season, defending track champion Mike Lemley. Ludwig in 51, Jeff Halfhill in 7. Paul Rosa in 6, Bill Schwartz in 31. Green flag is out. And Schwartz, the teenager in car 31, has the States tire machine off-roading through turns 1 and 2. Up front, a battle side by side. Make it side by side by side. We're 3 wide, nearly 4 wide. Paul Rosa in the 6 stormed up through this field and makes a 3 wide pass for second with Halfhill and Eifert surrounding him. Nodina leads the first lap of his career in car 88. And And there's craziness in the top 5 right now. Feature distance is 8 laps, and we got a caution flag. 31 of Schwartz is hard into the outside wall. The teenage driver, the States Tire number 31 car. This machine also driven occasionally by his mother, Terry, and driven all last season, in fact, by Terry. Pace into turn 4. Rosa's on his bumper, Eifert, then Deneen as the green flag waves again. We could be 3 wide for the lead on the back straight, and we are. A pair of Cavaliers surrounding a Dodge Shadow, and Rosa comes out with the lead. It's now Nodina and Eifert trying to hold off Ed Deneen, tonight's heat race winner. And now Deneen taking a spot away from Ron Eifert III. Lap 3 of 8 is in the books, and the 2 drivers who entertained this crowd thoroughly 2 weeks ago, Ed Deneen and Paul Rosa, again battling for the top position. New leader is Ed Deneen. Deneen pulling out to a big lead, and look at Ron Eifert III in 61 closing in on the second place driver, Paul Rosa in the 6, as there are now 2 laps to go. White flag waving for Ed Deneen in 16. Final time through turns 3 and 4, and the division's all-time leading winner, now the points leader, takes another checkered flag. It will be Ed Deneen of Wilkinsburg winning over Paul Rosa, Ron Eifert III, Stan Nodina, and Ed Schelpman in car 20. A suggestion from a fan. You and Paul Rosa have entertained us pretty well here for the last couple of weeks. I just had a suggestion that you and Paul swap cars for a week. How would that be? We'll make it like the IROC series. You guys can draw for cars every week.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Hey, how many wins is this for you? Have you been keeping track of your total?
I really don't know. I have no idea. 5, maybe 6, I don't know.
Oh, no, this season I know what you got. How about total? Have you kept a career count?
Well, depending on how many I have this year, I probably have about 35, 36, something like that. Yeah.
Amazing total for you. And now suddenly you're the points leader again. Maybe another championship in sight.
I wasn't planning on it, but because I missed a couple a race or two, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm just coming out to have fun. We'll see what happens.
And
I just hope that Billy's okay. I see he hit the wall there. That's never good. Our wishes go out to him and his family.
he was alert talking to the crew, so that's all good news. And how about a chance for you to thank the sponsors and crew?
Yeah, thank Advanced Automotive and Antique Auto Appraisals, Lamar Kitchens, Swissfeld Pro Sound, Swissfeld Music, Metro Construction. I want to thank Gary and them guys for coming out, helping us here down in the pits, and so I use his stuff. And all our fans here tonight, everybody come out, look like a pretty good night.
Ed Deneen, ladies and gentlemen, leading the point standings again in the American Flyers division. Here you go, guys.